Albert Einstein's fascinating life story. Albert Einstein did not speak until the age of 4 and could not read until he was 7. His teachers thought he was antisocial and intellectually disabled. He was expelled from school and later applied to the Zurich Polytechnic School, but his application was rejected. Despite all this, he went on to win the Nobel Prize and became the face of modern physics. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in Ulm, Germany. His father, Hermann Einstein, was a salesman and also an engineer, and his mother was Pauline Koch. In 1880, the Einstein family moved to Munich, where Albert's father and uncle Jakob founded a company called Elektrotechnische Fabrik J. Einstein and C., which produced electrical equipment based on direct current. Albert Einstein is considered one of the greatest minds in history. Yet, for a period, he was labeled a problem child, unable to speak until age 4. Einstein also failed the entrance exam of the Zurich Federal Polytechnic at the age of 16. Albert Einstein attended a Catholic elementary school in Munich for 3 years starting at age 5. At the age of 8, he transferred to the Luitpold Gymnasium, now known as the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, where he received advanced primary and secondary education for 7 years until leaving the German Empire. When his father and uncle lost a major contract, the factory faced financial difficulties and eventually went bankrupt. The family sold the Munich factory and moved to Italy in search of work, first to Milan and then, a few months later, to Pavia. From childhood, Einstein had a remarkable trait that fascinated everyone: his mathematical intelligence. Mathematics and physics became his passion by the age of 12. At 12, Einstein taught himself algebra and Euclidean geometry over a single summer. He also independently discovered his own original proof of the Pythagorean theorem. At that age, in addition to physics and mathematics, Einstein had other interests. At 13, he began to take philosophy and music more seriously and encountered Kant's critique of pure reason. Kant became his favorite philosopher. Einstein was now transforming into a philosopher who pushed the limits of reason, asking profound questions that attracted the attention of philosophers and sociologists of his time. When the family moved to Pavia, Einstein, then 15, remained in Munich to complete his education at the Luitpold Gymnasium. His father wanted him to become an electrical engineer. However, Einstein clashed with school authorities and grew angry at the school's rigid discipline and teaching methods. He later wrote that the spirit of learning and creative thinking was lost in strict, rote-based education. He believed that true existence required free thought. At the end of December 1894, he left school using a doctor's note and went to Italy to join his family in Pavia. During his time in Italy, he wrote a short paper titled "On the Investigation of the State of the Ether in a Magnetic Field." At 17, Einstein enrolled in the 4-year mathematics and physics teaching diploma program at the Federal Polytechnic School. Throughout his university life, he was an average student and was even seen as a disappointment by his father, which deeply hurt him. That same year, Einstein's future wife, Mileva Mari, a 20-year-old Serbian woman, enrolled in the Polytechnic School. She was the only woman among the 6 students in the mathematics and physics teaching program. Over the next few years, Einstein and Mari's friendship turned into love. They spent countless hours discussing extracurricular physics topics and reading books they were both interested in. Albert Einstein's miracle year. After graduating in 1900, Einstein spent nearly 2 years searching unsuccessfully for a teaching position. For a while after university, he wandered without knowing what to do and worked as a door-to-door insurance salesman. After 2 years, he began working as an assistant examiner at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. During his work, Einstein evaluated patent applications for various devices, including a gravel sorter and an electromechanical typewriter. In 1903, his position at the Swiss Patent Office became permanent. Much of his work at the Patent Office involved questions about the transmission of electrical signals and the electrical-mechanical synchronization of time. These technical problems became central to the thought experiments that led Einstein to radical conclusions about the nature of light. during 1905, known as Einstein's miracle year. He published 4 papers in Anlern der Physik, each of which would change the course of modern physics. He also submitted a paper for his doctoral degree that same year. Other scientists, particularly Henry Poincaré and Hendrik Lorentz, had pieces of special relativity, but Einstein was the first to assemble the full theory and recognize it as a universal law of nature. In the 19th century, physics rested on 2 pillars: Newton's laws of motion and Maxwell's theory of light. At first, Einstein's 1905 papers were ignored by the physics community. This began to change when Max Planck, one of the founders of quantum theory and perhaps the most influential physicist of his generation, recognized their importance. Thanks to Planck's praise and experiments that gradually confirmed Einstein's theories, Einstein was invited to lecture at international conferences, such as the Solvay conferences, and quickly rose in the academic world. He received offers from increasingly prestigious institutions, including the University of Zurich, the University of Prague, the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, and finally the University of Berlin, where he became director of the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute for Physics. In November 1915, Albert Einstein completed what is considered his masterpiece, the general theory of relativity. Invitations to speak poured in from around the world. In 1921, Einstein began the first of several world tours, visiting the United States, England, Japan, and France. Everywhere he went, crowds numbered in the thousands. Nobel Prize and legacy. In 1921, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics and especially for his discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect. After receiving many awards, Albert Einstein passed away in 1955 due to the rupture of an abdominal aortic aneurysm. This genius, who lived a life filled with achievements and made countless contributions to humanity, continues to serve mankind through his discoveries even today, with respect and gratitude. They doubted him. History didn't. Follow for stories that change how you see yourself. Follow and subscribe for more real stories.